leave things the way they are, and you put back those folks who've been protecting the status quo all these years back into power. In other words, their bet is on cynicism. But Colorado, my bet's on you. My bet's on you. The common sense, the decency of the American people. And you know, the fact is, what we're describing is not partisan. It doesn't have to be. You know, we're not Democrats or Republicans first, we're Americans first. And when the other party has been willing to work with me to make sure that everybody's got a shot, I am right there with it. Like when we cut taxes for middle-class families and small businesses. When we came together to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, we had courageous Republican senators who helped. I will work with anybody of any party to move this country forward. And if you want to break the gridlock in Congress, you'll vote for leaders who feel the same way. Folks, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, Independents, people who put their constituencies first, people who put folks who are out there working hard, trying to live out their American dream, put them first. But sometimes, you know, there's going to be conflict. Sometimes bringing about change is going to butt up against the status quo. And we've got to be willing to fight for what we believe in and what we care about and what's built this country. If the price of peace in Washington is cutting deals that will kick students off of financial aid, or get rid of funding for Planned Parenthood, or let insurance companies discriminate against people with pre-existing conditions, or eliminate health care for millions who are on Medicaid, who are poor or elderly or disabled, I'm not willing to pay that price. That's not bipartisanship. It's not real change. That's surrender to the same forces that have squeezed middle-class families for way too long. And I'm not ready to give up on the fight. In Colorado, I hope you aren't either. I hope you aren't either. See, the folks at the very top in this country don't need another champion in Washington. They'll always have a seat at the table. They'll always have access. They'll always have influence. We understand that. But the people who need a champion are the Americans whose letters I read late at night. The men and women I meet on the campaign trail every day. The laid-off worker who's gone back to a community college at the age of 55, trying to get trained in a new career. She needs a champion. The restaurant owner who's got great food, but needs a loan to expand after the bank turned him down. He needs a champion. The cooks and the waiters and the cleaning staff working overtime at a Denver hotel trying to save enough to buy a first home or send their kid to college. They need champions. The auto worker who thought he'd never be back on that assembly line, now with pride and dignity is building a great car. He needs a champion. Now, the young immigrant brought here when they were a child, pledging allegiance to our flag, gone to our schools, know themselves to be Americans through and through, except for a document. They need a champion. All those kids in inner cities, in small farm towns, in the valleys of Ohio, the hills of Colorado, kids dreaming of becoming scientists or doctors or engineers or entrepreneurs, business people, diplomats, maybe even the president. They need a champion in Washington because they don't have lobbyists. The future will never have as many lobbyists as the status quo does, as vested interests do. But it is the dreams of those children that will be our saving grace. And that's why I need you, Colorado, to make sure their voices are heard, to make sure your voices are heard. We have come too far to turn back now. We've come too far to let our hearts grow weary. Now's the time to keep pushing forward, to educate all our kids, train all our workers, create new jobs, rebuild our infrastructure, bring our troops home,